Okay, so in the second question, we are given with some student feedback data ranging from 1 to 100, and we have to perform some statistical operations on it to get some insights about that data set. In this, we have to find out the mean, median, mode of the data, mid-range. We have to estimate the first quartile and the third quartile, and then we have to draw a box plot of the data, and then we have to differentiate what is the difference between quantile plot and quantile plot in the context, right? So for that we have created a Colab notebook. Inside this we have created a data set which is being showed inside the question in a NumPy array, right? After that, we have applied some basic operations using the built-in functions of the Python. In this, we have created the mean using the mean function, the median using the NumPy's median function, and passing out the rating data set inside it. The mode using the counter function and the most common inside whatever you get from the counter function, and then the q1 q3 again with the np.percentile function of the NumPy, we pass on the rating, and then we say as we want q1 and q3, so we pass on 25 and 75 to the function. And then we calculate the IQR q3 minus q1 and the mid-range using the min-max function and divided it by 2 to get the median value, right? Then for the box plot, for plotting the box plot, we need the lower fence, upper fence, and outliers, right? So lower fence, we subtract it using the q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. It is basically a formula which tells which data set in data inside this data set is an outlier, right? So whatever the value goes below the lower fence is an outlier, or whatever the value goes above the upper fence is an outlier. So we calculate that and we get the outliers. After that, we print out all the data which we got, right? So the basic data set which we got from this data set, the mean, the median, the mode, the mid-range, the q1, q3, and IQR, and the outlier. So basically here only a single outlier is available, which is 70. After that, to see the box plot, we have plotted using the matplotlib, and inside this we can see the 70 is kind of an outlier, is an only outlier present inside this, and we can see that the most of the data is concentrated between 20 to 35-ish value, right? Then we plot some histograms to see how the data is looking. So as we can see, the most of the high rise buildings are present between 20 to 35, and as we can see, the 70 is kind of an outlier which we have predicted using the box plot. Now we see what is quantile graph and what is the basic difference between them, right, visually. So first we form an ECDF function, empirical cumulative distribution function, which tells us about the data, about the outliers and other stuff. So this is basically the ECDF plot, and by this we can see that the QQ plot just basically says the same thing as the box plot says. Here we can see the all the data points are kind of in line with the good data set, but the outlier just goes totally different to this red line. So this basically the QQ plot tells us about this only. So this was all about the question 2. Thank you.